This is the growth pattern. This is the growth cycle. The growth cycle is how we grow from one version of ourselves to the next. You don't need to know what your next version is. You will find out here in expansion. But all the stages you will go through to reach your next version from where you are here. Okay, so tonight I'll be doing 3 things with all of you. First, you will use pattern recognition and your memory to identify where you are in this cycle. Okay. Second, you will remember your growth pattern. So once you know where you are in the cycle, you know what comes next because you're in a pattern and you can move to it. Okay? And when you remember your growth pattern is how you survive past cycles, is how you problem solve, is how you figure things out, is how you move from one stage to another, is how you love, how you work, how you live, how you handle rejection, recover from failure, hold success. All of those things you will remember in this session and you can move. How much longer? If you ask how much longer you stay in each stage, that's what I'll be going over tonight with you. I usually do a group reading where all of us in this live stream will go through every stage together from beginning to end. But tonight, I'll be doing individual reading. So if any of these experiences up here, okay, these experiences, they are normal part of moving through the cycle. Yes, so if you experience solitude, number 1, solitude, you're here at the bell. Okay, and I'll explain what that is. But all of these are normal experiences. So type your number into the chat. I'll map your cycle and interpret your pattern tonight. My name is Wave. My background is in math, logic, engineering, and system thinking. This is the growth cycle. That's how we move from one version of ourselves to the next and all the stages in between. So let's see who's here. Go ahead and type your number into the chat. Any of these experiences resonate with you? Okay. Sunny, are you AI? No, I'm not AI. See? Did you see? I'm not AI. I'm holding my fingers up on my face. Is this live or pre-recorded? This is not pre-recorded. This is live. So this is the growth cycle. The growth cycle is how we move from one version of ourselves right here to the next version of us. That next version of us is the version of us with higher potential and increased capacity. That is that version that we want to move toward. But before we get to that, okay, we go through 12 stages of the cycle before we reach that. And tonight I'll be covering 8 of the 12 stages because I can only fit 8 into this screen. Okay, now these experiences up here 1 through 8, okay, they are normal experiences that you may encounter as you go over each stage in the cycle. If any of these resonate with you, that is your entry point. Type your number or multiple numbers, if you resonate with you, into the chat. I will map where you are and interpret your pattern. So if you panic, anxious, you don't know where you are, you feel lost, type your number into the chat. Okay, Q-Cho, 8. Okay, noticing patterns, synchronicities, yes. So you are here, right here, this puzzle piece. This is patterns, pattern recognition, okay? So what that means, okay, is that you are in the expansion part of the growth cycle, okay? Before we expand, we compress through the cycle. You see this emoji here, these 2 directions? This is compression. Yeah, this is where we feel stress and pressure and tension. We see 2 versions of ourselves, okay? But before that, okay, before you reach patterns, okay, and it's important that you see patterns because your system is asking you. Thanks for joining my fan club. Your system is asking you to pay attention to what's repeating in your life because those are cues, those are hints to reach for your memory. Why I say memory? Okay, here's the thing. To get from one version of you to the next version, you are like a historian. Yeah, you know what historians are? Historians, they use historical data to predict the future, to make predictions about the future. Stock markets, ups and downs, world events, yeah, and you are your own historian. Your lived data, your experience, your memory, you will use that to make predictions for your future. Yes, just like the historians, you already have everything you need, okay? But if you feel stuck, panic, or stuck somewhere, every one of us is in a stage here, okay? Every one of us. So drop your number into the chat. I will map where you are and I will interpret your pattern, where you most likely be and how you move next. Okay. Q-Cho, yes. Alexander, all of the numbers. Okay, Alexander, if you experience all of the numbers, okay, it means that multiple areas in your life are happening, converging into one big cycle. So what that means is that this is what you want to do. You want to separate your life right now into different areas. So you can break down a bigger problem into a smaller one so you can see it more clearly. Love, work, okay, two big areas, family, okay. Every relationship that you have with someone, okay, is a feedback loop. That feedback loop is a cycle. So here's the thing, you can be in compression here, okay, with someone, and you're about to make a decision at the door. This is a door with options. You're about to make a decision. If you're at the door right now, there are 5 things that you want to pay attention to, which I will get to at some point in this live stream. So stick around for that 5 things. Sacrifice, surrender, regret, self-doubt, and fear. Okay? Yes. And there are 3 ways to move at the door. 3 ways, and I'll cover them. So go ahead. Any of these experiences resonate with you? Type your numbers into the chat. I will map where you are in the cycle. Majeka, thanks for joining my fan club. Yes. Corey, lately it's been heavy on number 8. Yeah, Corey, patterns. So if you're seeing patterns, it means your system is asking you to reach in for some data, your experience. So think back, every time you see a number, a repeating word, dreams, deja vu, okay, your system is asking you to remember something, to bring it back from the storage, okay, from memory. So pause, if you see a repeating number, thing, word, phrase, okay, pause and just let your memory, your entire system, the feelings, the story, the image that come up, that's the memory your system needs, okay? Majeka, 2, no energy and burnout. Majeka, okay, you're very likely here in compression. There are a couple of places where you feel like you have no energy and almost burned out. 1, compression, okay? What compression is, okay? This is where you see this lightning emoji here? This lightning emoji. Thanks for the heart, Length. Okay, this lightning emoji here. This is where something big happened in your life. Think of an event that just happened in your life, okay? That shocked you out of your regular loop, your regular routine programming. You see this loop emoji? This is where you're looping, okay? You know when you're looping, every day is the same. Every day you go to work, you come back, you take care of your children, your family members, okay? You have dinner, you scroll on social media, you go to bed, you wake up, repeat. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weekend. Monday, repeat, okay? Secure Bill, thanks for coming back. That's where you are, okay? And then I'll tell you later how you get out of that loop, okay? But to answer Alexander, okay, Here, the event. This is a trigger event. Trigger. Something big happened in your life that got you into compression. Compression is pressure, tension. It feels like life is testing you. Yeah, Lynn, thanks for the rose. It feels like life is testing you. But here's the thing. Life is not testing you to fail. Life is stress testing you to survive, just like the rocket ship. Those who are building rocket ships to space, how do they make sure the spacecraft survives in space? Anyone knows? They do test missions. They test the spacecraft. They send them out. Okay, test missions into space. Tesla, SpaceX, NASA, Blue Origin, everyone building rockets. Okay, they send the spacecraft out into space to see if it survives. That's stress testing, test missions. That's where you are in compression. So you're feeling a lot of stress, pressure, tension. You're being pulled into two different versions of you. That's why you can feel like you don't know who you are. Number 3, up there, you don't know who you are. Number 4, you're between two lives, two realities because, okay, you are here in compression. Yeah, and you have no energy because you're spending all of your energy holding yourself together. Being tested is not easy. You can feel like you do absolutely nothing. You're in bed all day and feel exhausted. Yes. So here, when somebody else mentioned the door, I will show you 2 exercises. Okay, first one, we will override our system. Yeah, there's one thing that you can override your system. And when you override your system stays calm. That's the exercise we'll do. Number 1, if your system is in panic mode, you cannot think. Your brain cannot process. You cannot feel. You cannot move. Because systems, okay, one unit, okay, your brain, your heart, your GPS system, okay, that's how you know which direction to go. Your body, your rocket ship, your vehicle, your vessel, move as one unit. So if you're in panic mode, you cannot move, or you're running in circles, fast. But here's the thing, when you're in panic mode, you can't move, So we'll do those 2 exercises. 1, okay, stay calm. 2nd one, will generate a little bit of energy. Yes. Why? Energy is important. Everyone in the world right now is fighting over energy. Energy. No energy, no growth. It's physics. Okay? If you don't have energy, you won't grow. You can't do anything. Your phone doesn't have battery, you can't use it to watch videos, to do work. Energy. Okay, we'll generate a little bit of energy here when we get to the door. But before that, type your number into the chat. I'll be prioritizing, okay, those with my map, okay, those who have my map, the growth cycle map, okay, I'll be prioritizing questions from those and also fans in my fan club. So let's see who's next. Yeah, so you're in compression, Majeka, okay? No energy, burned out. Or you're here at the bell. Ella, thanks for joining my fan club. Okay, at the bell. And those of you who joined just now, make sure you follow me. So if you get dropped off, you can come back. I go live every day. Okay, I'll get to your questions. Here, okay, at the bell. That's where you have no energy. You're preparing for takeoff. Okay, no energy, your rocket ship won't go. Corey, I covered you. Pattern recognition, seeing patterns important there. Bodog 1111. Hey, welcome back, Bodog. Omo, thanks for the rose. And thanks for the follow. Dean, thanks for the follow. Q-Cho, you're starting a new business, Q-Cho. Congratulations. That's your trigger event. So this trigger event here, it goes like this, okay? Heartbreak. You lost someone you love. Something happened at work, okay? Job change. Yes. Betrayal. Friends. Okay? You moved to a new city. Yes, you moved to a new city. You retired. Congratulations, you graduated from school. Congratulations, you became a new parent. Yes, new family, got married. Congrats. But also the not so fun stuff, okay? Separation, okay? You lost a friend. You lost someone you love. Okay, you parting ways with partners. Okay? Those, you either gain something or you lose something. That's what that change is about. Life is about changes. If there's no change, you're not growing. You won't move to your next version. That's why change, we all need to have a change once in a while. Otherwise, we're just looping here every day, same thing, same people, same conversations, and same feelings. Yeah, survival mode. Okay, in order to grow, we need to move forward. Keep moving forward. This is the growth cycle. Okay, next question from my fan. Kinsey Lin, you need a number 9. Well, you see, number 9, there's no number 9 yet. Maybe I'll add a number 9 later. But this is not numerology. This is not spiritual, not religious, okay? Not therapy, not diagnosis. This is not illnesses here, okay? No, These are normal experiences that you may encounter, all of us encounter during the growth cycle, how we grow, how we move through change, okay? It's structural, pattern recognition, system thinking, okay? This is what we're going over. So put your number into the chat. I will map your cycle. Tina, number 8, patterns, okay? Patterns, when you see patterns, Tina, okay? Pay attention to what the patterns are reminding you of. Every time you see that number that pops up, that repeating word, your system is asking you to remember something. Remember it. Bring retrieval, memory retrieval. I know it feels like you're going through your phone, photos and videos, and try to find that photo and videos. Yeah, because your system wants that data. Why? Because that data, your experience, helps you map. Okay, it's like a GPS system. Okay, GPS system. Okay, to get to where your destination is. You know Google Maps, right? Google Maps, GPS. Every time you make a turn, it automatically remap you with multiple options. Yeah, multiple paths that you can go from where you are to where you're going. You are doing the same thing. You are doing exactly the same thing. And those patterns are cues. So pay attention to those. See what comes back. Thanks for the heart. Thank you so much. That was so lovely. That's you minus the kids. Tracy, 8, patterns. Just cover that. Wahima Dean, 3, don't know who you are. Okay, for those of you who don't know who you are, you don't have to know who you are. Always, no, you don't always have to know who you are. Okay, here's the thing. You're very likely in compression or at the door, and that's okay. It's a normal stage. Okay, what's happening is that in expansion, once you get through the door, once you recover here at the bell, recovery, yeah, after compression and pressure, feeling all that pressure from life, you need recovery. Okay, this is why you disconnect from people. You delete them, you ghost them. You don't answer to them anymore because you're preparing for takeoff. Here's the thing, okay? In expansion, you see the rocket ship, this is where you learn all about your next version. So you don't need to know who you are. But here's the thing though. There are 2 versions of you. Okay? When you're here in compression, you start hearing another version of you. The trigger event, a breakup, you lost a job, you lost a title, you lost your role, you lost an identity. When that happens, your next version calls you. Yeah, that voice. It says, do you want to keep going back to doing the same thing over and over again? Or do you want to come over here, move toward your future self? Corey, 4 is another big one. Yeah, between realities, compression. Here the 2 arrows emoji, door, and also silent, reset, recovery, the bell. This is the bell. Okay, yeah. And if you're interested in following what I'm talking about, if you want to learn to map yourself, find where you are in the cycle, okay, remember your patterns for yourself and also map others, help others, reduce panic. My mission is to reduce panic in the world. Once you know where you are, you know what comes next because you're inside a pattern. This is a pattern and it repeats. Help yourself and help others. If you want to learn what I'm doing here, check out my map. Get my map. Growth cycle map. And follow along because that's what I'm using now to follow, to map you. Rahima, 3 divorce, lost your mom, I'm sorry. 3, here's the thing, when you disconnect from a loop, yeah, everything is a loop, a feedback loop, okay? Every time you text someone, they text you back. Thank you so much, USA Barbie. Oh, thanks for the gift. Okay, every time you have a feedback loop, a connection, a relationship with someone, a job, you're in a feedback loop. You text them, they text you back. That is a feedback loop. We are in a feedback loop right now. Okay? We are in a feedback loop. I am Beauty. Thanks for the heart. Yeah. You sent me gifts. Thank you so much to all of my gifters. You tap on the screen. Thank you so much for tapping the hearts on the screen because it sends out to more people. It helps me out. I only started this 2 months ago. I personally overcame my fear at the door of going live. I was scared of going live. February 26th this year. Yes. And I've been doing this since March. Okay, and I've been going live every day. So make sure you follow me so you can learn to either map yourself or help others. Okay, find where they are. And drop your numbers into the chat. This list right here, they are not illnesses. They are normal experiences that you encounter throughout the cycle. Pumpkin. You've been bleeding for 4 months, oh, I'm so sorry that, okay, here's the thing. Your human body, not only are we amazing in the sense that we generate energy, yes, food input system, input food, output, right? Input food, energy. What that means is that you can repair yourself. Yeah, you can repair yourself. Not that you're broken. No, it doesn't mean you're broken. Regeneration. Okay, you can regenerate energy. If you can regenerate energy, your body can regenerate itself. So put your mind, focus on regeneration. Okay. Bia, 6. Unsure what's next. Yeah, well, you're at the right place if you don't know what's next. Okay, I want you to focus on multiple areas of your life right now. Separate them into love. Okay, yeah, love, professional life, work life. Okay, love, work, relationships. Are there any relationships happening in your life right now? Okay, that is taking your energy from you. Okay, focus on those that are taking you up high and low, pressure, or excitement, growth mode. Focus on those. Break it down into smaller pieces, then you'll find where you are. Because this cycle, you can have nested. Multiple cycles can converge into one. And that's where it gets confusing and it's overwhelming because growing is not easy. And here's the thing, we don't stop growing after we become adult. We stop growing physically, but mentally, we continue to grow more intensely and deeply every cycle. Okay, yeah, those of you who know what I'm talking about, who've been around enough to know what the cycle is, yeah, because you survived many, many times. All of you here survived your own cycles before. That's why you're here now. The challenge here, though, is that you're trying to complete your current cycle. So if you're stuck somewhere, find where you are. Okay, find where you are. Which stage are you in? Okay, you know what's next if you know where you are. And remember how you solve problems, how you survived before, because you move faster. Get out of the stage faster. And I'll be doing a couple of stabilization exercise for us to stabilize our growth. If you don't stabilize your growth, okay, it can feel like you're not really reaching your fullest potential here. You're not really meeting your next version. Because how many of you, let's see how many of you, okay, how many of you almost feel like you're very close to success, that every time you have something good in your life, it doesn't stay, okay? Stabilization, integration. Yeah, it's not because you're not capable. It has nothing to do with capability. It has everything to do with stabilizing, okay, your system and integrating success, love into your life. USA Barbie girl, hi. Yeah, I'm prioritizing those with my map and in my fan club, active fan members. So I'm scrolling through the messages right now. Thanks for the follow, AA. Samsara, thanks so much for all the follows. I am Beauty. Thanks for being my fan. Check out my emotes. I upload the emotes to the fan club. Use them in the chat. I am Beauty 7, awakening, quantum jumping, timeline shifting. You're right here in rocket ship. Okay? I am Beauty. You are in a rocket ship. You're expanding. You're going out to space. You are learning, discovering who you are. Your awareness, like online, widens, perspective change. Yeah, your sensors, okay, not just your vision or your hearing, all of your sensors in your entire body is alert, receiving data now, okay? You are consuming YouTube videos, podcasts, reading books, having deep conversations. Yeah, you're learning, you're like a sponge, you're absorbing information, you're learning. It feels like you're young again, you're playful, you're excited, you have energy. That's where you are, rocket ship, taking off, fuel. And enjoy. I am Beauty, that's the thing. If you're in expansion mode, enjoy it. Yeah, because you did your part in compression, the pressure, the stress. But here's the thing, those in compression right now, okay, it's not forever. At some point you will hit the door. The door is where you make the decision. For those of you who have multiple choices, you feel like you have the urge to make a decision in life-changing decision, you're here at the door. How many of you are at the door right now? If you feel like life is asking you to choose, number 5, okay? You're looking at multiple options in your life. You feel the urge to do something, to make a change, and you type door into the chat. Type door into the chat. Yes, enjoy it. USA Barbie girl, same for you. Rocket ship, okay? Nadine, yes, rocket ship. Number 7, awakening, quantum jumping, timeline shifting. Here's the thing about quantum jumping, timeline shifting. That's interesting, okay? Well, you don't see there are 4 more stages in expansion. I can't fit them in this small screen. There are 4 more, okay? One of them is trajectory. Yeah, trajectory. Okay, I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, right here. Okay, this is a different view of the cycle. Start out stable version of you. This is the baseline. Okay, looping, trigger. Okay, something big happen. Okay, all the way, expansion, rocket ship. Here, you see this target? This target is trajectory. Your system is plotting multiple paths, possible, not just possible, viable paths for you to reach your next version. That's why if you feel like you're switching timelines, because you're exploring multiple paths, it's okay. It's all about exploration. Okay, it's about exploration. If you try one path, it doesn't feel so good, try another path. Explore. Okay. Rahima, thank you so much. It's hard. It feels like you can't, because growth is not easy. Guys, growth is not easy. Laura, thanks so much for the roses. Growth is not easy. And it often growth feels alone, solitude. It feels like we have ourselves. Thanks for the finger heart. Yeah, because every one of us is in this stage. Every one of us is moving through this, and we are not in the same stage, and we move at different speed. Think about your friends. The friends that you see, some are moving very fast, growing really fast. You can see they're reaching the next version fast. And some of your friends and families are just looping. Pattern recognition. You're seeing them. Okay, some of them, you see them under pressure. Yeah, and all of us go through this cycle. You can start seeing where everyone is when you study this map. When you know the stages in this cycle, 12 stages here, I'm only showing 8. Coach Sasha, how are you? I am beauty, you have number 7. You're Rachel, I am beauty, yes, number 7. Right here, you're in the rocket ship. Yeah, you're in the rocket ship. Enjoy learning, growing part. Okay, the cycle here, how the short summary of the cycle. Okay, all of us do that. We have to compress before we expand. That's how growth works. Compress, recovery. Hear the bell? Reset, recovery. Reset, expand. Okay, just like our breathing. When we breathe in, we expand. Our lungs expand. When we breathe out, our lungs contract. Okay? Every breath, our system is going through this growth cycle. Compression, expansion, compression, expansion. That's why our human body, we are adaptive, intelligent beings. Yes, we are adaptive, intelligent beings. That's how we adapt. Every breath, we are adapting to our reality, our environment. That's how we move. Miss Mango, yes, you can please direct message me. Direct message me. Miss Mango. Barbie girl, thank you so much for your encouragement. Your wellness, 6. If you don't know where you are, okay, your wellness, okay, focus on what was the recent big change in your life. Okay, heartbreak, you lost someone you love, you met someone, you fell in love. Okay, what is that big change? Something happened at work. There was something big change that happened in your life. What was the most recent one? Take that one and start from there. So think about that, your wellness. Let me know in the chat. El Michelle, 7, rocket ship expanding. So many of you tonight are in expansion. Enjoy. If you're in the rocket ship or pattern recognition, enjoy your expansion. Play, absorb, learn, explore. Follow the white rabbit. If you're in expansion, follow the white rabbit. Go down the rabbit holes. Yes, go down the rabbit holes. But here's the thing. In expansion, you can hit some roadblocks. You can stop, okay? You can loop in expansion. There are 5 choke points, areas where you will get stuck in expansion, okay? I'll briefly mention them now, but all of them are in my map, how you get out of it, okay? So if you feel like, what some of those things that I'm talking about, you might be stuck here in expansion. First, okay, you feel overloaded, overwhelmed, no energy. You have no energy, okay? Birgit, thank you for the heart. Welcome back. How are you tonight? I'm mapping people again tonight, okay? Instead of doing my usual lecture. Oh, so for all of my fans, all of you have asked for recordings of my live streams. So I do these 4 to 5 hours long live streams here where I go over all the stages, one big group reading with everyone in the room, okay, every stage. I'm putting those on YouTube. Yes, many of you have asked me to put these on YouTube. So I'll be putting those on YouTube and you can watch the recording. So what I want to do doing live is that I actually want to help you guys find where you are instead of me like yapping spilling out information. I want to help you find where you are so you can start moving forward. But for the actual long form information, you'll be able to check it out on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I know, I'm so excited. I only just started this 2 months ago and I didn't even think that I would be going live for 5 hours straight. And to have a YouTube channel, like what? Thank you so much for all of your support. Enjoy the expansion, okay? I'm Beauty, yes, expansion, rocket ship, right here. El Michelle, pattern recognition, patterns, seeing patterns. Your system uses those patterns that keep showing up in your life as a cue, as a hint for you to reach for your memory. Okay, remember, we are the historian of our reality. What that means, historians uses historical data to make predictions for the future. Stock markets, world events, you are doing the same thing. You're using your own lived experience, your own memories, to make predictions about your life, where you're going, plot trajectories. So it's important that you see numbers, patterns. Okay, number 1, see patterns. Number 2, allow yourself to access those memories. Yeah, your systems needs access to your memories. Think of your photos, videos, documents on your phone, right? You can get your data on your phone and you can also get data from the cloud, right? Google Drive, Dropbox, okay? But you need a way to link to them, right? Because you don't have everything on your phone. Patterns, they are links to your data on your phone and to the cloud. So allow access. So many of you are at the door right now. And if there are a lot of messages in the chat, okay? So for those of you who have my map or purchase my map tonight during live, okay, I will prioritize answering your question. And you can also sign up for my email. Sign up for my email list. Laura, door. You, Barbie, door. I am Beauty, door. Yes. That's what's happening. Almost like I'm trapped to my 5D self, and now, yeah, you're here, rocket ship. Some people, the word, people, that if you want to call it awakening, it feels like you're waking up, right? Waking up, but you're really just awareness, okay, widens. You're online, you're seeing, you're noticing things. Yeah, you're growing. You are growing, expanding. So many people falling away. Yes, yes. Especially if you decide to walk through the door. If you walk through the door, you will lose some people. You will lose some people at the door. Not everyone will cross this threshold. What I mean by that, okay, the door, when you make that decision, okay, when you make that decision to cross the door. Friends, many people in your life won't cross with you. That's what growth is. That's why people grow apart. They call it growing apart. Friends, partners, families, it's normal part of growing. Here's the thing, when you disconnect from your loops, you reclaim time and energy. Okay? Because you need that over here to expand. You will reconnect with those. You will reconnect. You will meet new people. You will have new opportunities, new situations, environment. So you're not losing them forever. But you got to survive. Okay, you got to survive the door and the bell. Your recovery. The flower too, you have no energy. If you have no energy, you're here in compression. Because you know why? Okay, you see two versions of yourself. You see two versions of yourself. Which versions are you making decisions from? Your old self or your new self? Internal battle. You're hearing two voices. One from your stable self, you're stable, okay, safe, okay, your nervous system, your autonomous nervous system. Birgit, thanks so much for the heart. Okay, thank you so much for the heart. Thank you so much for the heart, Birgit. That is so lovely. Okay, two versions of you. One version says, no, don't walk through the door. It's unknown over there. Unknown is danger. Danger is unsafe. We won't survive. So let's just stay here and loop the same way. You did it yesterday, you did it last week, you did it last month. Do it again today. You will survive another day. That's what your system is telling you. Okay? The other version, okay, hey, you've always wanted to be over here. You always want to reach your next potential. This is your opportunity. You got to take a little bit of risk. You got to walk through the door. Come meet me here. So you're spending a lot of energy in compression at the door, okay? Even in silence, the bell right here, muted, no sound. Okay, you disconnect. You delete your social media posts. You disconnect from your friends. You clean, you purge, you donate, you recycle. You burn your photos. You block people, you ghost them. And they ghost you too. It goes both ways, okay? If you're here and let's say somebody else is in this stage at the bell, they don't respond to your messages, they disappear from your life, they don't return your calls, your text messages, don't take it personally. Silence is not rejection. They're going through something. They are preparing themselves. Just like if you're in silence, you're preparing yourself for takeoff. Rocket ship, takeoff. Barbie, you're ready to be in the rocket ship. Enjoy it. Fully Gozo. Greetings from Guyana, yes. Splash 5. Life is asking you to choose. You are here at the door. What's at the door? Okay, if you don't walk through the door, You won't meet your next version. You won't enter expansion. You will just stay here in compression, under pressure. You're taking the pressure at the door until your system breaks. Something's going to break because you become a pressure cooker. The pressure's building up, okay? Your pressure is the tension. That game tug of war where two teams of people pulling on the rope, you are the two teams pulling, and you're also in the middle, holding it together so you don't get torn apart. The two teams, here's your two teams. Stable version of yourself. Next version of you. Battling, pulling you. Stay here, stay here. Don't go over there. Don't go. It's danger, unknown, unsafe. This, come over here. Come over here. You've always want to be here. Make sure you follow me. For those who just joined, this is the growth cycle. It's how we move from one version of ourselves to the next. Okay, all the stages in between, we go through every single stage to reach our next version. Yes, you use your pattern recognition, okay, and your memory to find where you are in the cycle. Once you know where you are, you know what comes next, because this is a pattern. You are inside a pattern. So, few things we're doing in this live stream. Okay, first, you find where you are in this cycle. There are 12 stages here. I can only show you 8 because of the size of the phone here. Okay, you find where you are. Second, you remember how you problem solve. Yes, you're problem solvers. You problem solved before every day. You survived past cycle. What happens when you remember your own patterns? Okay, when you remember your own patterns, you can tweak, optimize, improve your own patterns and move faster. Apply your patterns, your solutions to the current cycle and move faster. We want to complete the cycle. Completing the cycle means being your next version. So wherever you are, okay, start using these experiences up here. Which one resonated with you? Type them into the chat. Follow me. So if you drop off, you can come back. I go live every day. It's crazy. Even watching you now, I feel like you're using sign language. I know many people are. Here's the thing, how energy, everyone, okay, all of us, we are energy. When energy tries to come out of you, well, express. Energy is always changing form. Your thought, energy, love comes out as creative. You create things, okay? Anger comes out as destruction, right? Right? Yeah. Curiosity, longing comes out as you're reaching out, you're exploring, right? My hands, our body, we express ourselves through our bodies, through our face, our eyes, hands, body language, yes. But I don't know sign language. I would love to learn sign language. London, Mulan, 5. Life is asking you to choose here at the door. Yeah. For those of you said you were at the door. Okay. For those of you said you're at the door. Okay. Few things. Few ways you can, if you're stuck at the door, I'm sharing with you 3 ways you can move at the door now. How many of you want to know how to move at the door? If you're here at the door, about to make a decision, you're seeing choices right now, you're under pressure to do something, okay? Tap on the screen and let me know in the chat. Would you like to know the 3 ways you can move at the door? Type door if you want to know. Good morning, Brigitte. I love that emote. That heart emote is really awesome. I really like it. How are you doing tonight? Yes, I'll be putting recordings up on YouTube. The long one, not this one, but the 4 to 5 hour long where I talk a lot more. Barbie girl, thanks for your encouragement. Second chances, yes. Okay, moving a lot faster now. Thank you, Birgit. Thank you for your encouragement. Who should I block? One sec. Okay, all right. Thanks for letting me know. Let's see. Okay. All right. I need moderators. If you are an active fan, and if I seen you here often and you engage in a positive way in my live stream, I will start inviting, making you moderator in my live streams. The commitment is whenever you drop into my live streams, you can help moderate. Low commitment. I mean, you don't have to show up every live stream, but when when you do drop by, because it gets more too many people now. At some point, there will be like 150 people in the chat, and I can't catch up with everything. So I will need your help, all of help from my fans. Thanks for letting me know that. Who was that? Okay, let's continue. Door. Okay, yes, you guys want to know what the 3 ways at the door. Okay, here are the 3 ways. Okay, at the door, 3 ways. First, okay, you loop back, you come back here to this stage. This stage, okay, let me name them. This phase right here, this is the first stage in the cycle. This is called baseline. This is the stable version of you. Okay, you're happy, everything's great. There's really not much that you want, okay, from life, at least for the time being. But then what happens is that things start looping. You feel like you're not learning and growing anymore. Okay, and you notice you're doing the same thing every day. That's when you're in this stage. Loop. Okay, loop, you're looping. Plateau. Yeah, plateau. Okay, now what happens when you loop? Okay, when you loop, okay, you start asking, who am I? What's the meaning of life? What's my purpose here? And when you ask, okay, those questions, okay, you want change. Now, if you want change, this is the next stage, change. That's where you want to get to. If you want change, okay, there are 2 things you need to do. They're in my map, in my growth cycle map. I'll share one with you now. First, you have to give permission for life to send you change. Life is a system. Systems respect consent protocol. Yes, a healthy system respects consent protocol. Life is not going to spam you with change if you don't give permission. Just like if you don't give me permission to send you an email a month, I can't spam you. Okay? Consent protocol. So what do? You give permission. You say in your head right now, for those of you who want change, who are looping, want change, say in your head, I want change. Do it now. Type change into the chat. Change. Okay? So what happens when you do that? Okay? You get a change. Yeah. Then you enter compression. That change, okay, shocks you out of your regular routine and kicks you off in the growth cycle. Without this change, you're just looping. So you want that change. Okay? And that change, okay, can feel like you've lost something, or gain something. But mostly we remember the things that we've lost. That's when we lose our identity. That's the stuff that really like shake us, affect us a lot, is when we lose a relationship, when we lose love, when we lose stability. So when that happens, we ask, who am I now? Who am I now without my job title? Who am I now that I'm not a student anymore? Who am I now that I'm retired? Who am I now when I have no one to love? Okay, all those questions. And when you start asking those questions, your next version start talking to you. Hey, I'm over here. The potential, you've always wanted to go to your next level, your opportunity. Okay, you can view this right here, this trigger, this is called trigger, pattern interruption. Okay, it disrupts your life in a good or not so good way. You can see it either as a punishment or opportunity. Yeah, punishment or opportunity. You choose how you see this. And then you enter compression. Two versions of you. This is where internal battle. You ask yourself, which version am I now? Which version am I now? Number 3, you don't know who you are. Number 4, up there, you're between two lives. Two versions of you. That's two different lives. Okay, you're spending a lot of energy over here, and then you get to the door. Because what happens is that when you're being squeezed, okay, when you feel like the world is crushing down on you, you start to see fewer and fewer options. Yeah, fewer and fewer options. That's when you're at the door, because you have to make a choice. You have to commit. You have to commit to one direction. Well, or you stay here. So first, you go back and loop the same way. That's first what you can do. Here's the thing. Your system, 2 scenarios. First scenario, your system says, I'm not ready. I won't survive. So let's not go there. We cannot walk through the door. Okay. Then you know what? You come back and build your capacity. You build your capacity so you can cross the door. That's it. Yeah. When your system is ready, your brain, your processing unit, your heart, your GPS system, the direction, okay? Your physical body, your rocket ship, okay, how you move. Yeah, how you move in life. Okay. Second, if you look back here, you sacrifice. Are you sacrificing yourself? Are you sacrificing yourself so other people can grow? Sacrifice is not weakness. Sacrifice is honor, duty, a form of love. Okay. How many of you are sacrificing yourself? Type me into the chat if you are sacrificing yourself so someone else can grow. Who are you sacrificing yourself for in the chat, or sacrificed for? Type it into the chat. Okay. Don't you worry. Okay. If you sacrifice it and you have to loop the same way, you have to stay at that job that you don't want to, but you keep doing it so other people can survive, right? Life will always send you a change, okay? So that's the first way. You go back. Second, you cross the door. You move to your next version. That requires facing some fear. Yeah, that requires facing some fear at the door. But once you overcome, you enter expansion. Yeah, you enter expansion. Third, okay, you stay here at the door. You stay and you take the pressure. You take it. And if you don't release the pressure, make sure you release pressure, like a pressure cooker. There's a release valve. You release pressure. If you don't release pressure, you can implode. Read about that in my map. Yeah, how you release pressure. Miss Crystal, thanks for the rose. Okay, third way, 3 ways. Yeah, what are you stuck at the door? Do you know what you need to do at the door? Okay. Killer shot, so only angry people destroy? No. anger often comes out as an energy, okay, that wants to like take things apart. Yeah. So be aware of your emotional patterns. Your emotional patterns move you. Hmm? The few things at the door. Fear is one of them. Fear is one. So type your number into the chat, okay? These experiences, they are normal experiences in the growth cycle. They're normal experiences. We are in one of these stages now. So type your number into the chat. I'll map your cycle, interpret your pattern for you. We are moving from one version of ourselves to the next version. And these are the stages we are in. Baguette, thanks so much. I'm going to start pinning comments here. Miss Kryptonia, thanks for the rose. How was your day? Thanks for the follow. Oh, Marco Polo, thanks for sharing my life with your friend. Okay, let me scroll to the messages. Sumaya, 1, solitude. Okay, solitude, you're here at the bell. Solitude, okay, if you're here in solitude, you're by yourself. You're disconnecting your life from everything, friends, family, maybe even co-workers. You're withdrawing yourself. You're going into a cave, okay? Not because you don't like them, it's because you're preserving your energy. Okay, you're deleting things, cleaning up things, your closet, your storage. Okay, you're getting rid of photo albums. Okay, you're donating, recycling. Self-initiated. You want to be silent and quiet. Okay, yeah, because you're reclaiming your energy and time for the takeoff. You want to take off. Yeah. Hippie chick. 6. If you don't know what's next, okay, that's where you are. Focus on, start from the last big change in your life. What was that shock, that trigger in your life that took you out of your regular routine? What was that? Was it a heartbreak? Was it you lost something, a job, someone you love, or you met someone? What was that big change? Start from there, hippie chick. Okay, let me know in the chat what that was. For the rest of you, tell me in the chat, what was your last big change that happened in your life? What did you gain? What did you lose? Share with me in the chat. Gloria, same thing, okay? What was that big change that just happened? Sumaya, Brooks, you're very welcome. Your closest friend passed? Ooh. Gloria left the church. User lost your best friend. Closest friend passed, Sumaya. User 33, thanks for the rose. Trinity, memories of... So when you disconnect, when you lose something here at the trigger stage in your cycle, when you hit this stage, we often remember what we've lost more than what we gain, okay? And when you lose something, that connection with a friend, with a loved one, with a job, a situation, okay, that feedback loop, okay, what happens is that the energy, the love that you've been sending, your attention that's been sending toward that person, place, is not returning because they're no longer there. They're not there to return it back to you. Okay? So what that means is that your system have that energy allocated and it wants to send, okay, and it's waiting for the return of that energy. That's why you feel missing, you feel longing, you feel like you're reaching out to that thing that you've lost. Even yourself, your past version, especially when you cross the door, okay, you go through the tunnel. Yeah, you know what a tunnel is, right? You drive into a tunnel, it gets dark. It gets dark. It feels like you're falling into the abyss, disconnecting from light. You turn around, you see the light moving away from you. That's the door. That's why it's not easy. You're going through the tunnel, okay? But when it's done, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's why people say, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, because they're coming out into expansion. Yeah, so you compress into a small point, you cross it, you expand. This stage, the silent stage, the bell, okay, this is normal. This is physics. You have to go through this stage between compression and expansion. This is the 0 point, the liminal space between the old you and the new you, the past version of you and the next version of you. That's where this is, okay? This is where you prepare for takeoff. You have to go through that. Yeah. So what happens when the energy doesn't return? You reach for it. Here's the thing, that energy is spinning, is looping now because it's not being returned, right? And you're wanting to look for it, and you're longing, you're reaching, you're missing it. Here's the thing, okay? That's why if you feel like you're stuck in that loop, in that longing loop, in that missing loop, in that grieving loop, okay? Build something, create something. Yeah, what I mean by that, okay? Do something physical in reality. You can make your own meal, okay? Create a meal specifically, dedicate that meal to that person. Create a piece of art, dedicate it. Just put a little bit something together physically, together to honor that thing, that loop that's now disconnected. Here's the thing, that energy, okay, you can use that energy toward your next version. Redirect. Otherwise, that energy is just spinning. It's spinning and spinning and spinning. It wants to go someplace. Okay, put it in terms of a physical thing. Nicole, 2020, Cancer, okay. Focus on regeneration, okay? Our body is amazing, Nicole. Focus. Your system, okay? Focus your energy, regeneration. Yeah. Miss Kryptonia, you feel like you're passing through the tunnel? Yeah, when you cross that door, you're crossing a threshold. So if you made that decision to go through to meet your next version, you can feel like you're alone. Miss Kryptonia, I went through that. My last time I went through the tunnel, it was so dark. It was dark, it was lonely. The most excruciating part for me in this entire cycle, out of all the stages, darkness, silence for me. I can handle compression, I can handle pressure and tension. Yeah. I'm in engineering, so deadlines, many years, I could handle it. Silence, disconnection from others, it's very rough. Very rough. You're trying to be in solitude. Yes, that's what this, you're at the bell, Kryptonia. If you're trying to be in solitude, yeah, disconnecting from others, your phone on vibrate, you cancel your calendar. Yeah. So those of you who join, okay, those of you who join, put your numbers into the chat. I'll map your site, I'll map where you are, okay? So you know what comes next. You're not stuck. If you know where you are, you can move. You can move. I put all of this into my map, the growth cycle map. Check out in my bio link. Nikki, 1 and 3, solitude, don't know who you are. You are very likely, same as Miss Kryptonia. Here's the bell, you're at the bell. Reset, recovery. Here's the thing, this is not failure. If you're at the bell, you want solitude, this is not failure. This is critical that you go through this stage and you cannot miss it. Everyone's different. You can be in it for months or you can be in it for years. Yeah, my last one in silence, 1 year. But some people, maybe just few days, few weeks. Okay, everyone is different because our nervous system's different. Our experience, life, situation's different. Yeah. So if you're here, thanks for the gift. Nip, thanks for the gift. If you're here in silence, don't worry. It's not permanent. None of these stages is permanent. You can move. Find where you are. What comes next? Prepare for it. Now, today, yes, you can. You're not stuck. You remember how you solve problems, your growth pattern, your own patterns, how you solve problems, you move faster. I have prompts in my map, my growth cycle map, where you go through, okay, and start remembering how you solve problems, how you love, okay, what happens with your turning points in your life, access your memories, pattern recognitions, discernment, stabilization. You've got to stabilize your growth. If you don't stabilize, you can risk falling back. My young, 8666. Well, my young, if you don't know where you are, okay, if you don't know what comes next, okay, you don't know what comes next, separate your life, okay, into different sections. Love, your relationships, work, your ambition, okay? What is that loop with your work, with your career, with your role? Okay, separate those into smaller problems. One big problem, different aspects. Okay, separate them. Every connection, relationship you have is a feedback loop. This cycle, every feedback loop has its own cycle. Vincenza, you don't know your number. Well, these right here, the list of numbers, there must be one that you feel right now, okay? That's the number that you feel very strongly, okay? That's the number. Steven, 6, unsure what's next. You could be at the door. For those who are unsure what's next, you could be at the door where you're facing some decisions. Are there some decisions, some choices that you see? Are there choices that you see? Yeah. 8, pattern recognition. Maya, okay? Pattern recognition, seeing patterns. Repeating numbers, dreams, deja vu. Yeah. It's important that you see patterns because your system, your entire system, your brain, the processing unit, your heart, GPS system, the sensors, your body sensors, your craft, your spaceship, your car, your vehicle, your vessel, okay, is simulating dreams, simulations, plotting possible paths from where you are here, point A, to point B, where you're going next, your next version. So those patterns are cues from your system to access data in your system, memories, so it can use your experience. Yeah, we have different experiences. It uses your experiences to plot the path to your next version. So if you see patterns, how do you see patterns? Okay, first time you see something, you notice something, that's one data point. The second time you notice something, that's a repeat. 2 points, 2 data points, 2 points in space. If you like geometry, 2 points in space, make a line. A line is a connection, it's not random. A line is a connection. Third time you see something, that's a pattern. That's 3 points in space. 3 points in space, make a triangle. Yeah, a triangle, okay? So a triangle is the most fundamental shape. Most fundamental shape. You can approximate any object using triangles. It's called triangulation. That's pattern. You want to be able to see patterns. When things happen 3 times, you know it's a pattern. Nikaklanfo. It's very hard to say your name. Thanks for the TikTok gift. Cola. Hello. Kita Blue, thanks for the follow. Sean, thanks for the follow. Make sure you follow me so you can come back. And if you like the stream, tap on the screen. Miss Kryptonia, you notice a triangle pattern. In trading, yeah, in trading. Are you crypto trading? Are you crypto trading these days? Sumaya, thanks for the follow. Okay, yeah. So this is how we grow. Growing is not easy. Growing, if you feel alone, if you're panicking about where you are, okay, anxious, you don't know what's next, don't worry, it's not permanent. But here's the thing, let's do the couple of exercises that I talked about, okay? The reason you want to do those, and it's very simple. First, when we do those exercises and you keep doing it on your own, it calms your system. When your system is calm, you can think, your brain can process, you can feel in your heart, sensors, you can feel the rocket ship. If the sensors don't work, you don't know where you're going, right? So you want to be able to be calm, okay? So you can move, your body can move, because if you're in panic mode, you can't move, or you're just running around. So you gotta stay calm. So let's do the 2 exercises. The first one is breathing, okay? There's a trick to breathing. I know it sounds trivial. Okay? But there's a hack to that, okay? So what you do is you breathe in and you breathe out. When you breathe out, okay, you breathe out longer than you breathe in. That's the trick. Now, we will do it together. We'll practice this together, okay? So when you breathe in, you breathe out longer. That's the cue that you override your system to stay calm. Yeah, so that's the reset. Okay, I'll sync everyone in the room and I'll count. When we breathe in, I will count to 4. And when we breathe out, I'll count to 6. But here's the thing, you do your own rhythm. What's most natural to you? I'm only counting to sync everyone here to my count. Okay, but you do your thing. What's most natural to you, as long as it's longer. When you breathe out longer than you breathe in. All right, let's do it. Okay, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Easy. We'll do it 2 more times. Okay, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Okay, do it for a couple of minutes. When you do that, you override your nervous system. Okay, yeah, you override your nervous system. You're breathing. You know what they say, okay? If you control your frequency, you control reality. What is your frequency? What is that frequency people talk about? That frequency is not outside, it's inside of you. It's not mystical. It's inside of you. It's your heartbeat. Yeah, your frequency, that's your heartbeat. Yeah, so when you override your breathing, you take back control of your breathing. Your breathing, your beat. Okay, what is a beat? This is the beat. Your beat is where all of your loops beat to. There's a rhythm. That's how they synchronized. That's how they synchronize all of your loops to your heartbeat. That's why it's important that you gain control of your heartbeat. You control your loops, you control your reality. Okay, second exercise. Okay, second exercise, also very easy. Now, if you look at the screen, okay, look at the screen. Do you see what I'm doing? I am moving my shoulders up and down. I am shrugging. This is shrugging. Okay, you know how you're at the gym? You see those gym bros shrugging? They're training. They're traps. Yeah, they're building them bigger. Okay, but the purpose here for us, okay, we are moving. We're doing some simple movements. Yeah, so keep doing it for a few times. What it does is that it generates a little bit of energy. That's all you need, is a little bit of energy to get you going. Write that book. Okay, maybe the first sentence of the book. One sentence from the book. Take a walk. Yeah, take a walk. You can do this. Okay, you can shrug. Okay, in bed. If you're in bed now, shrug. Okay, do that. You're sitting in a chair at work, do that. You can do that. Okay, doing dishes in the kitchen, yeah, you can do that. Watching a live stream right now, you can do that. Okay, breathe, okay, and shrug. Yeah, breathe and shrug. This, okay, allows your blood to circulate. It's important that your blood circulates, that it moves. Yeah, it moves. Oxygen, nutrients to the brain, to your body. Blood circulation, movement, circulatory movement, systems. Okay? System, movement inside the system, circulatory. So gain control, override your system, override your breathing. So you gain control of your heartbeat, of your frequency. Your loops, beat to it. That's the rhythm. Yeah, you gain control of your reality. You call the triangle the rocket? Really? That is what a coincidence. Well, there's no such thing as coincidences, not in systems. What a great connection. Because it goes up fast. Ah, I see. Well, I'm learning some trading jargons here. Miss Crypto. Tenzin, thanks for the follow. What does it mean when you adjust your right side shoulder jerks? Catherine, 369, welcome back. What do you mean? Shoulder jerks, you mean like twitching? Do you mean twitching? For those of you who join, okay, this is the growth cycle. The growth cycle is how we move from one version of ourselves through all the stages here to the next version. That next version is our potential, our next version, our future version. Okay, you don't have to know what that version is. You don't have to know who you are to start moving. The key is to keep moving through the stages, because in expansion, which you see the rocket ship, expansion, that's where you learn all about your next version. But before expansion, you have to go through the door. The door is where you make a decision. Yeah, decision that change the direction of your life. You turn left or you turn right or you stay. Okay? Every time you make a decision, it's like making a turn in your car. Okay, your GPS system, we compute the paths, trajectories to your next version, to your destination. So making choices is important. It's hard. And you know, I want to share why it's hard for us to make decisions. It's not easy. Making decisions is not easy. And I'll talk about why. You know, it's weird, Catherine. Yeah. What do you mean by that? I'm so good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'll be making the recordings that I had from last month, where I would go through the entire 12 stages, well, most of them, in a 4 to 5 hour long session on YouTube. Many requests came through wanting to watch the recordings. I know, 4 to 5 hours. I can't believe I talked that long, and I can't believe some of you actually want to watch me again for 4 to 5 hours. All the stages, but yeah. But here's the thing, once you know where you are, once you absorb this, you start seeing your own patterns. You start seeing your own patterns, right? How? You pause, you notice throughout the day, you pause, you notice, you zoom out, you see yourself looping. Okay, you see yourself looping, you become the observer of your own loops. That's when you can start tweaking your own patterns. You can optimize your own patterns. And here's the thing, when you notice your own patterns, you start noticing other people's patterns. Yeah, and they also see your patterns. So if you can tweak your own patterns, other people can tweak your own patterns too. So you want to be aware what's influencing your own patterns. Dean Peterson, thanks for the follow. Thanks so much, Miss Crypto. I hope you make some awesome trades and make lots of money. Crypto is very intense, like ups and downs. Just like our life, you know, ups and downs, higher highs, lower lows. Catherine, if you answer the right side question, you're gonna ask about the left side too. What are the, do you mean these questions, or do you mean the shoulder move? Do you mean the shrug, the shrugging? Breathe and shrug, okay? Breathe and shrug. Adriana, thanks for the follow. Mark, how are you? How longer could you stay on TikTok? What do you mean, how longer? Well, I don't know. My longest one was almost 6 hours. And here's the thing, guys. I only overcame my fear of going live. I freaked out so hard about going live. That February 26th, that was the date. I accidentally go live. What I mean by accidental was that I was in this app and I was in practice mode. Yeah, if you didn't know that, when you go live, there's a settings. Under settings, you can do practice. That's like a practice mode. When you go practice mode, it looks like you're going live, but you're not live. Okay, but everything looks like you're going live. I accidentally hit go live instead of practice. Yeah, so for 6 seconds, it went live and I was just freaking out hardcore freak out. Because I was like, oh no, the entire world would see me stumble. I would look stupid. I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready. So that 6 seconds, okay, was all it needed to train my nervous system. Yes, you can train your nervous system. That's how you increase capacity. For what? For exposure, visibility. Yeah, exposure. Exposure to random strangers looking at me. Yeah, that was my fear, was that I thought the whole world would look at me and laugh at me. Here's the thing. That 6 seconds, nobody saw me. When you go live the first time, TikTok doesn't send you viewers or a lot of viewers because you don't have trust in the system. Attention, viewers, attention is leverage. You don't get leverage unless you have built trust with the system by going live regularly. So the more you go live, the more viewers you get. So what happens is that even if you go live, okay, for 10 seconds, you might not even see one viewer in your stream. Don't take that as rejection. And even if you see someone come in and they leave quickly, okay, they come in, you see the viewer counter up there, okay, goes up 1 and comes back down to 0. Don't freak out. Don't take it as rejection because people are scrolling fast. They are scrolling and scrolling. So if they see something, they most of the time, they don't even know what they want to watch, okay? So if you want to overcome your fear, you don't have to go live for 1 hour, 6 hours, okay? No, you go live for 10 seconds, 6 seconds, like I did. Do it one time because those 6 seconds is enough to train your system to handle exposure, visibility. And when you do that once, you can do it again because guess what? After that 6 seconds, I freaked out hard, right? I was like looking for that exit button and I found it. I hit exit. I sat back here. Okay, I sat back here and I was calm. I was calm. My nervous system, okay, said, well, you survived it. It wasn't so scary. It wasn't so scary anymore because you survived it. Yeah, so once you survive it once, you can survive it again and longer. So I went live again for 10 minutes. Yeah, I went live again for 10 minutes. That was 1 week after. Yeah, and then the week after, I went live for 1 hour. Okay, and then that was March 8th this year. And then the next day, another hour, next day, another hour. And then it just became natural. Hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, almost 6 hours. But here's the thing, I reached my limit. I reached my limit. So to answer your question, Mark, honestly, I think you can go live for a very long time, but it's up to you. I don't think TikTok has a limit. TikTok doesn't have a limit, but the human body, me, it tells me I have a limit. Because here's the thing, this is what I noticed, awareness. I noticed that after about 2 hours, my stomach starts to feel it's achy. It aches. Like my body, some parts of my body starts to tweak. And that's when I start to feel uncomfortable and I have to get off the stream. I have to eat. Yeah, that was my cue. I have to eat food. Food is fuel. Okay, fuel to fuel your body. So that was my system telling me that you got to stop. Just like hitting compression. How many of you have burned out? How many have you burned out? That moment when you feel burned out, a lot of pressure on you, you just keep grinding, hustling, working hard at a job, at a relationship. At some point, you can't do it anymore. You think you can think your way out. You can figure out logically, but no. When you're under so much pressure and you don't make a decision at the door, you're just taking it all in and you don't release pressure. Yeah, release pressure. You have to find ways to release pressure so you can hang on longer. Yeah, otherwise when you break, how do you know you break? For me, I was burned out, late 20s. Friday night, 7:30 p.m. I was in the office with a coworker. I was an engineer, software engineer working for a gaming company. Well, a really big company, Fortune 50 company in the gaming division, solving a production issue. And we were working on it like 15 hours a day for a long time. But that problem, 3 days, 15 hours every day. I was burned out, but I didn't know I was burned out. That was the first time in my 20s that I realized what burned out was. And it wasn't pretty, okay? I was sitting there trying something, my coworkers, okay? John, next to me, looking over my shoulders, I was testing something. We were working on something. And then all of a sudden, all the tests passed. We fixed it. We fixed the problem. John, high five. I turned to him and I was supposed to be excited. See the thing, I was supposed to be excited, but I wasn't. It was like anticlimax for me. I stared at the screen and I said, literally, not just in my head, out through my mouth, I said, I am done. Ooh. Anticlimax. It's like deflate gate, deflation, deflate. John, of course, tried to encourage me. He said, shut off the computer, okay? You're just tired. We've done great work, okay? Go home, enjoy the weekend. It was Friday night, enjoy the weekend. Don't touch the computer, don't do work. Come back Monday, you'll be fresh again. Yeah. I went home. The thought of me touching the computer made me sick. That's when you know you burned out. Your system tells you, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. I've had enough. I won't. Yeah. If you've burned out, if you know what I'm talking about, type burn out into the chat. Burn out into the chat. So I know you've been burned out before. So the second time, I could feel that I was approaching burnout again. Yeah, I could feel it. And I slowed down. I told myself, burn out, okay? I slowed down. But I still got burned out. Here's the thing. Just because you know something doesn't mean you can get out of it. The reason I say it is not to lose hope. The reason I say it is that it is capacity. So even though I still got burned out the second time, I was able to pace myself better. And then the third time, better. The fourth time, better. Yeah, I burned out many times before. Let's see. How many of you have burned out before? You were online for 45 on YouTube. No, I wasn't online for 45 minutes on YouTube. No, I actually don't have, I haven't gone live on YouTube. No, that wasn't me. I don't think so. Maybe that was another person. Miss Crypto, I'm the smartest person on TikTok. Thank you. uh, if you ask me, no, I'm not that smart. Pattern recognition. All of us. Miss Crypto, you have pattern recognition. Okay, Mark, you have pattern recognition. Miss Barbie, Catherine, all of us, every one of us, born with pattern recognition skill. This is, in fact, I was always one of the engineers who solved problems other engineers couldn't. So my managers would give me problems to solve. Every time I solved a problem, I saw the pattern. And I would document the solution into a protocol or a pattern, repeatable things, that if it happens again, and other engineers can just take the solution and apply it. Yeah, because I've done that many, many times, I saw the pattern of problem solving. Now, this is not just engineering. You don't need math or engineering or scientific degrees or any degrees to see this. You already know this cycle. You just didn't have words for it. So I put this into a linear format. And in fact, when I was promoted into management, I used this to train other engineers. Yeah, on my team. I built engineering teams at startups. So you don't need to be smart we are all smart here. We are all capable. We know this because we've been through this cycle many times. But now, if you know emojis, you know your cycle, you know your patterns, you can reprogram your loops. Yeah, that's the next level. Level 1, the map, the growth cycle. Okay, know how it works. Level 2, know your pattern, your growth pattern. How you love, how you work, how you live, how you handle rejection, recover from failure, hold success, how you solve problems, how you survived past cycles. Know it. You see other people's patterns too. Yeah. Third, level 3, loop programming. Yeah, you rewire, reprogram your patterns, optimize. That will be the next level, which I'll be talking about soon. But right now, most are still getting to know the cycle. Adriana, thanks for the follow. Mark Hanby, thanks for the follow. Catherine, you're number 6. If you don't know what's next, okay, first of all, don't panic. Do the breathing exercise that we did here, okay? The breathing exercise, yeah? And separate, okay? Separate your life into different areas. What is happening in your love life, in your relationships, in your career, okay? In your family life, in your personal life, okay? There's 1 or 2 relationships, connections, feedback loop, okay? That is affecting you, impacting you more intensely. Take that loop, okay, and see where you are. Start with the last major event. What was it? Was it a breakup? Was it something happened at work? Was it you felt sick? You felt ill? Okay, you moved to a new city? Some big change in your life, in that relationship, okay, that got you into one of these stages. Start with that, Catherine. Hustle with Becca, welcome back. Lady Code, welcome back. Barbie girl, you're huge at pattern recognition. Oh yes, this is a pattern recognition reading session. Yeah, so if you already good at pattern recognition, everyone's born with pattern recognition skills, okay? But some of us, many of us train ourselves. They don't train you in school. We train ourselves since we were young, okay? We have to train ourselves. Schools don't train us to see patterns. They want us to memorize. Yeah, but hey, Nothing wrong with getting a degree. I have a couple of degrees. Math and computer science, engineering. But you don't need to know math to know this. Everyone, okay, regardless where you're from, what your background is, you have survived this cycle. Drop your numbers. For those of you who joined, okay, type your number into the chat. I'll map you in the cycle. Miss Crypto, you had a feeling that you're done with the business you have for 10 years. You keep working. So are you still working that business now? Do you still have that business, or are you crypto trading mostly? Mark, what is your number? Did you drop your number into the chat? Murat, thanks for the follow. Catherine, separate from marriage. Oh yeah, you are disconnecting a big loop. Separating from your partner, that's a big disconnection there. Separation, disconnection of a loop. You've lost the identity of being someone's spouse. Yeah, huge impact, Catherine. Anytime you have separation like that from a job, from a partner, it's life-changing. Shaking, shock, like electricity, shock. You're talking about loop, which is showing on your back. Is it in TikTok? Yes, this live stream is TikTok. This is TikTok. I'm only on TikTok right now, Mark. Which number? So Mark, any of these resonate with you? Is it number 1, solitude, no energy, burned out, you don't know who you are? Which one, or multiple numbers? Which one that you feel more right now? Okay, that's the one, that's the number. Heal your spirit. Thanks for the follow. Crypto, you start another with AI and working on trading too. Wow, you're doing a lot. Preserve your energy, okay? You gotta do the shrug. Do the shrug, Miss Crypto, okay? When you're in front of your trading setup, do the shrug. Generate a little bit of energy. Lady Flow, 4, between 2 lives, lady. If you're between 2 lives, you're likely in compression, okay? Feeling a lot of pressure, tension. Did something big happen in your life? What was that big change that happened in your life that shocked you out of your loops, your regular routine, into pressure? And are you at the door? The door is where you need to make a decision. You're under pressure. You feel tension. The urge to go somewhere. Okay, like the wheels on your car are moving really, really fast, but you're just here. You're stationary. You're not moving anywhere, but the wheels are moving fast. Yeah, door. Okay, have you made that decision? If so, are you in silence? Are you disconnecting from others yet? Okay, or are you in a rocket ship? Okay, awareness, come back online. You're curious about life again. You feel young again. You have energy. You're absorbing information, insights, downloads, books. Expansion, rocket ship. 8, okay. Noticing patterns, pattern recognition, patterns. You're seeing patterns. Okay, if you're seeing patterns, pay attention to the patterns. Heal your spirit, okay? Your system needs information from your memory. And the patterns are your hints, your cues, the links to those memories. So focus on those patterns. Let the memories come up when you see the repeating number, the word, the dreams, the deja vu that you feel. Just let your memories come up into awareness. Yeah. So your system can plot your next path to your next version. You try to be in solitude, but you have people depending on you. Yes. Crypto. Are you sacrificing yourself? Are you sacrificing yourself so other people can move? Or you have to spend the energy regardless while being quiet. Thanks for sharing my life, Lady Flo. So this is the growth cycle. Okay. So learn to map yourself, guys. Okay. Number one, you can learn to map yourself. So every stage in your life, you know where you are, okay, and you can move to it. Remember your growth pattern, you move faster. Yeah, do the stabilizations that I just did with you guys, and I've got more in my map. I'll show you guys how to get my map, and if you have questions, DM me, okay? I'm going to get off in about 10 minutes, but it's been really great to see you guys. Okay, so this is the 12 stages. I can only show you 8 in a linear format, but this is the full 12 stages, okay? Starting from baseline, looping, trigger, storm, compression, thunders, lightning, right? You're at the door, you're making choices, decisions time. You can loop back here, okay? Sacrifice, your system says, we won't survive, so you stay at the door, you're stuck at the door, and you take in the pressure, right, until your system breaks, right? But once you surrender, you let go, okay, you move, okay, to silence. You see this, you can't see the bell because it's black. It's called black bell. Okay, this black bell is where you're in silence, solitude, disconnecting from friends, things. You reclaim your energy. It's preparation. You're preparing for rocket ship takeoff, expansion. That is the fun part, expanding, okay? And then the rest of these expansion, and there are multiple choke points that where you can stop, okay, reaching your next version. I don't have time to talk about all of them. Usually in my 5-hour live stream, I talk about all of them. But my body won't let me do that. But I'll put up the YouTube videos soon. So this is what's in the map. So right here, preview the map, inside the map, okay, and then go through the walkthrough. Do the walkthrough that I normally do with you guys here in the live stream, okay? And then it talks about the different choke points, okay? You feel like you're stuck somewhere. These are the highlights for you. Growth patterns, prompts, there are 9 of them. That helps you remember how you solve problems, how you move through change, how you survive past cycles. Yeah, remember your patterns, okay? So you move faster. And then these are stabilizations. There are 9 stabilization practices and training. Discernment, the ability to see difference, okay? Pattern recognition, seeing patterns. Okay, let's begin the walkthrough, the 12 stages. So you see there are 12. I can only show 8 in TikTok because the screen is very small. Okay, but there are 12 of them. And then here's, you can see the a preview of it. Go check it out. And the way you get to it is you see my face up here. Okay, two taps, 1 tap here, and then a screen pops up. Okay, the screen pops up. There's another face, my photo, tap on that. Okay, tap on that. And then what happens next is it takes you to my profile. This is the link. This is my store link. So if you tap on that store link, okay, it will take you to my store, get the map, okay? Yeah, that's the map. And also sign up for my email, Pattern Vault. Patterns, I'll be sending out patterns people miss. Yeah, other people miss. It's a monthly thing. I don't want to spam you, and I don't have all the time to write the emails, but every month I want to stay in touch across social media, so email is the best way to stay connected. Okay, get your first loop breaking sequence. If you want to break your loops, okay, do that. Sign up. So yeah, I hope everyone, wherever you are, okay, for those of you, tell me where you are, which country and time zone. It is now 11:21 p.m. Pacific time. I'm streaming from California, USA. Where are you all from and what time are you in? Yes, follow me. Make sure you follow me. I go live every day. And I actually want to go live like more than one time a day. But for now, it's really one or twice a day. Chanel, welcome back. Thanks for the heart. Kai, thanks for sharing my live stream. Power in you, thanks for the follow. Deanna, thanks for the follow. Crypto, you're going with the flow. That's the best way. Yeah, if you're going with the flow, you're flowing. Do that. The current, let the current carry you. The river always knows where the ocean is. Miss Crypto, yes, for those of you who have my map already, and if you got my map before May 1st, you get the upgrade to the current map. Those are my early supporters. And on top of that, you get a bonus gift. Yeah, make sure you send me an email. For those of you who already have my map before May 1st. So, Miss Crypto, for those of you who get my map, thanks for joining my fan club. If you have my map, you can follow this, okay? Every stage. Watch me map others, okay? So you can learn to map others too, help others. Use the map to help you, help yourself, and then help others. Reduce panic in the world. There's too much panic in the world. Reduce panic for yourself so you can think, feel, and do, move in reality. How can you create a background shown? Oh, okay, yes. Mark, I will send you instructions how to do that, okay? If you send me a message, send me a DM, and I'll send you instructions how I do the background. Set it in TikTok. Are you going live? Do you want to go live? Oh, you want to get this screen? You want to get this screen? You want to get this screen? What do you mean? Melabo. You're in South Africa. Chanel, you broke your loop yesterday and you're getting quicker at recognizing your thought patterns. Oh, thank you so much for letting me know that. Many of you have come back to the live streams and tell me that you've broken your loop. Thank you, Chanel. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. How long was your loop? Someone told me they broke their 14-year loop watching my live stream. Another one came back and told me that throughout the workday, they caught themselves looping in a pattern. They paused, they observed them, they zoomed out, observed themselves, and they tweak. They broke out of it. Yeah, that's what happens when you're exposed to the growth cycle. More of it, you start to see and notice more faster. You move through faster, easier. It gets easier. I'm pinning your message, Chanel. That's awesome. Oh, also, one of my customers, someone who bought my map, she's a therapist, and meditation. She hosts meditation. She created a meditation based on the growth cycle, and she tested it. She ran it earlier with a group of her participants, and everyone loved it. She told me, she sent me an email telling me about that, and she sent me the meditation. Amazing. Okay, reducing panic. Okay, I cannot be the only one helping others. I need more people. So you guys, okay, help yourself. And if you want to help others, you want to learn and help others do it, reduce panic, help them get unstuck, use my map. Okay, get the map, watch me. I go live every day. And then I might teach a course on this in the future. If there's interest in that, let me know. Maybe I'll have a course, maybe a video course, or maybe I'll teach in person. I mean, in person is in live stream. If there's interest in that, but you can just watch for now. Get the map, help yourself, map yourself, number one. So you keep moving. Oh yeah, like I was changing screens. Sure, I'll help you. Send me a message so I know. Send me a DM, okay, Mark? Because after I get off the live stream, I have to go eat because my stomach starts to make me feel weird. In real time, yeah, real time every time, 3 days. Used to last for months, like shut down. Chanel, yeah, you are rewiring. Your system is now adjusting because you have now activated your pattern recognition at the next level. Awareness coming on. The more you're exposed to the growth cycle, okay, that's what happens. Your pattern recognition is not just visual, it's not just a brain, it's your emotion. Your emotional pattern recognition coming online is your heart, the stuff that's connected to your heart. Okay, Jamie, thanks for joining my fan club. There's pattern, there are multiple intelligences. We have the brain, right? The intelligence that we all know, familiar with, the emotional intelligence that most of us ignore or set aside. There's pattern recognition happening. There's emotional patterns that once we connect and aware of them, is going to magnify how you solve problems, how you move through change. Because it's not just your brain you're using your heart, your entire system. It was midday yesterday. Yeah, then you had a super productive rest of the day. I love it. I love it, Chanel. What the map all about? Tequila, so the map, okay? The map is about how we grow, how we move from one version of ourselves to the next. It's surviving. It's how we survive change, how you survive a breakup, how you survive something happened at work, how you survive betrayal, how you survive something that shocks you out of your regular routine. Compression, how do you handle pressure? How do you get through that? How do you make decisions and survive? How do you handle being alone by yourself? How do you handle learning and growing and not getting stuck in expansion? right? How do you move through faster? It's a pattern that once you learn to see it, when you learn to see this pattern, you start applying this pattern not just to your own, you see it in everything. And that's when you magnify your ability to move through instability, uncertainties, unknown. That's what this map is about. And the map, the cycle, this is the cycle in the circle format, okay? And this is the map. It walks you through. So you can look at the previews if you want to. But I don't want to talk about the map too much. I want to focus on answering questions. If you're interested, go to my bio link or DM me. If you want the link to the map, to get the map, send me a DM. Jamie, thanks for joining my fan club and the heart. Diana, number 8, patterns. If you're seeing patterns, Gianna, you're close to your next version, but make sure if you're in the last part of the growth, okay, make sure you stabilize. You got to stabilize your growth. Lock in. You have to lock in your growth. Integrate, create, and share what you build. Everything that you learn in expansion, if you don't turn that from thought into material, like write a book, sing, express yourself, dance, okay, prepare, like create a dish, start your business, build a startup, build that app, build that website. Yeah. Bring something into the world. Start a family, build a home, bring a human life into the world, become a parent, whatever thing that you do in terms of creating and share what you create with the world. Okay, that's why make an account here on TikTok. Start posting. You don't have to show your face and you don't have to go live at first. You can just do carousels, pictures, carousels. In fact, TikTok has been pushing carousel posts a lot harder than videos because carousels generate a lot more engagement. Yeah, interesting, right? And when you integrate, you build, you share, you integrate, you embody your next version. And what happens when you reach your next version? Because this is a pattern, this is a cycle. The end of the cycle is the beginning of the next cycle. Yeah, so you repeat. You go through the stages again. But here's the thing, the next time you start, you will know what's next. You will know, okay? Apply this cycle in all areas of your life. Some longer, some shorter. You will start noticing, especially when you're in compression. You're feeling the pressure. Please notice the new experiences, the shock, the shocking stuff that's happening, okay? Pay attention to those. And then tension, pressure. You're being squeezed. Yeah, pay attention to those. Remember how you solved before. You can do it again. Do it again, faster this time, because you know how. You remember. Chanel, the weird thing about it, it was a long time since your last shutdown. You thought you were past it. Oh, well, here's the thing about patterns. Sometimes they can be paused, okay? You pause your cycle and you just stay there, put it aside. And then when something hits your memories, like maybe you saw a pattern, maybe you were exposed to this pattern and all of a sudden it clicked because your brain start to see the pattern and like, hey, that's a pattern there. Reach for the memory. You reach for the memories and it pops into your awareness and you just move through it. It's the pattern. This is a pattern. So you probably have seen this pattern. You might have watched my stream a few times, right? Chanel, if you have watched my stream at least 3 times, it becomes a pattern and it clicks. It pops. You start to, because a pattern is the cue for memory. Reach into your memories. Jamie, 7 Awakening, okay. Angie, thanks for joining my fan club. Awakening, quantum jumping, expansion, rocket ship, pattern recognition, trajectories. It's in my map, trajectories, okay. Overload. You might overload with too much information because in expansion, you're absorbing a lot of information, a lot of data enters your system from YouTube videos, podcasts, books, deep conversations, live streams like this, knowledge, insights, downloads. Yeah, you can be overloaded and you can spend energy looping in those stages. So read about those. If you feel like you have brain fog, you're heavy, like you feel like you're full, you can't absorb anymore, you feel depressed, even though you might not be depressed, but you have loops are running that makes you like drain your energy, but they are not your loops. They are other people's emotional patterns that you somehow picked up and thought they're your own thoughts patterns. And that's the thing. When you pick up other people's thought loops, emotional patterns, and your system play them back to you as your own story, you start to feel those negative vibes, even though those are not yours. They're just other people. So discernment is one of the stages in expansion. You use discernment, your ability to see differences. Yeah, every one of us, we are born having discernment, the skill. Okay, you can train your discernment so you can see faster. Check out my map. I've got exercises, practices for you to do to see what is difference, right? Fast, okay, slow. Fast, slow. Okay, hot and cold. Hot, cold. Yeah, light versus dark. Nighttime, bright, dim, differences, emotions. If you can see the colors, if you see colors, red, yellow, orange, green, blue, you can see difference. Yeah. Why is it important to see difference? I'll tell you, especially if you're at the door. Okay, especially if you're at the door. That's what I wanted to talk about. Why it's hard to make decision at the door. Discernment, I'm going to talk about it, but let me catch up on the messages. Diana, the only thing you do now is create on TikTok? Yeah, you are in this stage. Diana, you are in the stage right here. You see this apple? Diana, you are here. Creating, okay? Create and share. You are very close to your next. You're very close to reaching, embodying your next version. In fact, you might even have reached that. So congratulations to you. If I check out your account page, would I see what you're creating? Check it out in my map, because there's one choke point for in this stage that you might get hung up on. That might stop you from reaching your next version. Deanna. Meryl, welcome back. I know, right? The hands. And I always like to put it over my face because many people have asked me if I'm AI. So I always want move it because apparently AI doesn't know how to draw fingers well. So you can always see I have the right fingers. Good to see you, Meryl. I'm scrolling through the mess. Torquiraso, pattern reckon, see pattern. Torquiraso, for those of you who joined, okay, make sure you follow me. follow me so you can start this from the beginning. I go live every day, okay? This is how we move from one version of ourselves to the next version. These are the stages that we go through, okay? Looping, okay, doing the same thing every day until we don't want to do it anymore. We said, no, I don't want to do this anymore, okay? Give me change. You get a change, okay? And then when you have the change, you usually lose an identity. Okay, when you lose something, an identity, disconnect from a feedback loop, okay, you go into compression, a storm, internal battle, because you start seeing the next version of you. That's when your next version calls you. Yeah. Angie, thanks for becoming my fan. Angelic, thanks for the follow. Brenda, thanks for the follow. Bree, thanks for the follow. I actually been accomplished goals and getting good news, so you were confused as to why you loop again. Oh, so you relapse? Were you at the door and you went back to this loop, or were you in expansion and looping and start noticing? That's so interesting. Tokiwaso, you know you'll be rich soon. I hope you will be rich soon. I love that you know and you feel it. That means you're close. Yoli, 8, patterns, seeing patterns. Yeah. Okay. Your patterns is when you start seeing patterns, okay, pay attention to your patterns. They're not random. Your brain wants you to see them, okay, because they help you move toward your next version. Yeah. Mark, you texted me. Yes, I would check my messages. Thanks for joining my fan club. I'll check my messages, but I need to eat first, because my body is acting up. Are you Korean? No, I'm not Korean. American. Yes, I'm the first person who could explain what you've been experiencing. Yeah. Thank you. This is the growth cycle. Chanel, I will be putting up my 5-hour long TikTok recordings on YouTube. So if for those of you who want to a link to that, I'll be putting those up on YouTube very soon. Many of you have requested to watch them. I was very surprised because, first of all, I was scared of going live. I was scared of going live, number one. And number two, I didn't think I could go live for more than 1 minute, let alone 5 hours. And I didn't think that people would want to listen to me again, because when I hear my own voice, I cringe. I can't look at myself. I know it's strange. But many of you requested these videos, so I'm in expansion mode. I am in expansion, and I am creating and sharing. Same as you, Diana. Diana, you're a bit scared of changing or showing the world. Yes, Diana, me too. You know what I'm scared of right now? Next, I have to make videos, like record, not just live stream feels different, but like actual videos posting to my account. I don't know why, because I can go live, but why would I be scared of actually making the videos? So I have to increase my capacity. Make that first video. It's not going to be long. It might be just 5 seconds or 10 seconds, but I'm going to do it. So you will see my first video soon on my account page. Kiko Yoli, 8, seeing patterns. Okay, pay attention. You're right here, the puzzle piece. Okay, you are in expansion mode. If you see patterns, pay attention to them. Your system wants access to memories, deja vu, memories you're remembering. Let those memories come up. Chanel, you think you're at the door. Okay. Okay, remember the few things at the door, Chanel. Okay. Surrender, regret, fear, okay, self-doubt, sacrifice. The 5 things, the 5 voices at the door. Okay, they're all talking. They all want your attention. That's why it's hard to make decisions at the door, because we are taught to follow one path. It's hard for us to choose, because in order to choose, we have to see 2 things. One is not choosing. We've been taught to follow. One, what is that path? Go to school, get a job, get married, get a house, retire if we are lucky, right? What happens when that path disappears? Most of us are not taught to choose. When there's no path to follow, we don't know what to do because we don't see options. We don't see choices. How do you see choices? 1 is not choice. 2, choices. So how do we see 2 things? Discernment, the ability that we are all born with to see differences that I named earlier. Then when you see 2 things, you can see difference, okay? You see options. At the door, Chanel, know your options at the door. Latris, 3, don't know who you are. You're very likely something big happened. Okay, Latris, what was that big change that happened in your life? Start from there. Remember, use your memory. What was that big change happen in your life that made you ask, who am I now? Yeah, that change, that trigger. Start from there. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, get my map and do the walkthrough so you can find out what I mean, what this trigger event might be for you. Chanel, yes, subscribe, follow me. This information, okay, is going out to the right people. I'm thanking the algorithm right now. The algorithm is sending this to the people who need to see this. Reduce panic, anxiety, and fear of the unknown, not sure what's next. You don't need to fear. You know where you are. As soon as you know which stage you're in. I use this map to train engineers, okay, that I hire and manage and mentor and train, and my friends in venture capital. People who invest money at startups, at companies, I use this to help them. Yeah, you would think, right? Like, it doesn't have anything to do with intelligence. This is every smart, not smart, or everyone is smart, okay? It's not about intelligence if you get stuck. It's not cognitive. It's pattern recognition. Your system needs to stay calm. Number 1, do the exercise. Do the breathe and shrug exercise. I have in my map, okay? Or come back next live stream. I might or might not do that exercise, but all of this is in the map. Deanna, everything happened to you in 1 year. Eric, you realize you believe that by moving on, you are associating with moving forward with bonding with your daughter, or with bonding with your daughter. That's beautiful. Eric, that's beautiful. Miss Crypto, a good short clip. Only video is a day in your life. And Barbie Girl, thanks so much for all of your gifts. Chanel, Diana, Sumaya, Latches, Lady Flo, Angie, Ria, Miss Crypto, Lady Code, Phoenix, Melibo, IB Infinite Blessing. Thanks so much for the rose, Latches. Thank you, thank you. Latches, you've experienced like most of these numbers. You're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, you've isolated yourself. Yeah. So if you've been at the door, okay, the choice is options. And if you have made a commitment toward your next version, I know it's scary. For everyone who's at the door and feel the fear, is normal because our survival system, our life support keeps us not moving, because stability and safety, being alive, staying alive is its job. So danger is risk. So it keeps us at the door. The fear freezes us. Okay, movement control. Fear is a tool. Movement control. It freezes us, so we stay. We don't move. We are frozen, or it makes us run. We go. Okay, we run, right, for survival. The survival mechanism. So every time you see fear, okay, you're frozen or you're running, pause. Ask yourself, what is this fear making me do? Am I frozen or am I running? It's like a chess game. You make a move, you look around, you reassess, you recompute your next move. Same situation here. Okay, make a move, you pause, you make another move. That's fear. Stop and go, stop and go. Pause, okay? What is this fear making me do? Second question, what is the story behind this fear? What is that story? When you see something in front of you, new story, someone shared a secret with you, your manager said something to you, yeah, okay? Don't need to be paranoid, but know that fear is a tool. Anyone can use it. Your nervous system's using it now, okay? You can use it. You can use fear. Other people can use fear on you, okay? You just need to notice. When you can notice, you can stop it. You can decide what to do next. That's the beauty of noticing, pattern recognition. Fear is a pattern. Movement control. So are you in silence? Are you at the bell? Are you solitude? Number 1. Door, Chanel, door and new identity. You definitely been doing all this new and out of, yes. You know where you are, Chanel. You've been listening. You've been coming to my streams for some time. You're getting this, okay? You know what you need to do. You're getting this. Latrice, Chanel, thanks for all the roses. Deanna, thanks so much for all the roses. Dreams. Phoenix, thanks for the follow. Mr. Handsome, thanks for the follow. It's good to share experiences, Miss Crypto. That's what this is about. Okay, this is in order for us to learn and grow. Oftentimes, this is so lonely. It gives me goosebumps right now to say it because it's true. This is very lonely experience. Okay, it's supposed to be lonely, but here's the thing. Okay, for those of you in silence, make sure you follow me. Follow me now. I go live every day. If you're in silence, start a routine. This is perfect time to start your foundational routine because your new version needs a solid routine where all of your loops, right? Your heartbeat is the time control that controls all of your loops, the rhythm, the timing. So here you're in reset. Reset means you need a new rhythm, new timing. So all of your new loops will beat to you in alignment. Yeah, what's aligned to you, your heart, your heartbeat, your frequency. Start that routine. Deanna, thanks so much. So good to see so many of you. Tonight is Friday night, 11:57 p.m. Friday night, Pacific time, California, USA here. Where are you all from? What's your time? Oh, Eric, you're leaving her behind. Oh, you meant abandoning her. Oh, here's the thing, Eric, okay. When you disconnect from a loop, okay, something happened, okay, you go through compression, you're crossing the threshold, you're walking through the door, you're disconnecting, you're here in solitude. It can feel like you're abandoning other people, okay? Here's the thing, when you disconnect temporarily, this is not forever. What I mean by that is that in solitude, this is a state change. You cannot fight it, and it's normal. You have to go through it. What happens here at the bell in silence, in solitude, number one on the list, you have to reclaim your energy. Temporarily, this is not forever. What that means, Eric, if you're listening, is that once you're out of solitude, which you will, everyone's different. I don't know how long it will take you, but when your system is ready, when you have energy, that's why you want to preserve energy. Build up, charge up like your phone. You want to charge your phone. Okay? Once you come out of it, you will reconnect. Okay? Depends on your daughter too. You will reconnect, but that's the thing. This is not permanent. It's not forever. So don't take it hard on yourself because you have to go through this stage for you to survive. Okay? You cannot take everyone with you to your next version. Not always. Sometimes you have to disconnect and then reconnect. Yeah. Think of this stage right here. You know the app on your phone, when it's updated, it's buffering, it's spinning. When it's being updated, upgraded, you can't use your app. That is that. And that's totally normal. You can't, it's just that short period of time where you're in that liminal space. Okay, you're not your past self and you're not your next version. It's fine. Because once you're upgrading. Once you come out of it, reconnection. Matt and I, you're seeing 11113 consecutive days. Does that mean anything? Yes, absolutely. Matt and I, okay? If you're seeing 1111 3 times now, 3 times is a pattern. Okay, 3 data points, triangle, 3 points in space, it's a triangle, that's a shape. What you need to do, okay, Matt, okay, you want to focus. Let the memories, Your brain is asking to reach for the memories. Let the memories come up into your awareness. Every time you see that number, whatever that repeating number, word for you, okay, there's a story that comes up, an image, a feeling. That's what your system wants. And that's it. Just you don't need to do anything with it. You don't need to write an essay. You don't need to spend hours focusing on it. You just need to acknowledge when it pops up. And that's it. Now your system has access to it. And when that happens again, do it again. And let me know what happens. Come back and let me know what happens. Diana, you started to join a financial adventure in investing in apartments to rent. Well, good for you. That is something new. New experiences. Good. That's change. Change is good, because if we don't have change in our life, we keep doing the same thing over and over again. We are here looping in this stage. But the loops are neither good or bad. Loops are system mechanism. Loops are just how the way things work. We have to loop. Everything is a loop. Give me anything. I'll tell you if it's a loop or not. It's very likely I'll say it's a loop. Yeah, everything is looping. Because systems, circulatory movement, circular. Eric, your wife cheated on you and left marriage and convinced your daughter you just, oh. Wow, that's, Eric, what happened to you? Okay, that trigger, what happened? Okay, betrayal. Okay, betrayal is one of the reasons, the triggers. Okay, and especially tough because it's two people in your life. First, your partner, and then your daughter. Okay, here's what it is. Okay, Eric, what you need to do now, for any of you who have experienced change right now recently, heartbreak, divorce, job loss, okay, you lost someone you love. Eric, okay, separation from your partner and your daughter. Here, what you need to do now, okay, your system is this. What happened is now moving, is shaken, is looking for a place to go. First, you do that breathing exercise that we did together earlier. Okay, override your system, calm. 2, let your system go through the 5 stages. Eric, have you gone through the 5 stages of grief? First, shock, right? What happened? What just happened? Let your system digest it. Take your time to let your body, mental, emotional, move through the 5 stages of shock. Okay, denial. The second one is denial. Second stage, denial. Go through it. Third, anger. You're angry about something, let that energy out. Release. You need to release that anger into the world. Well, I mean, go to the gym, exercise, create something, build something. Yeah. Okay. Grieve. 4th, grieve. Eric. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. Release. Let the emotions come out. Let your system knows what to do. That's the thing. Your system is smart. It knows what you need to do. You just need to stabilize because you experience a shock. Somebody's like take you and like shake you. Shock. Entire system in shock. Okay? Let the shock wave calm down. It will take time. 5th, acceptance. When you get to acceptance, you start to be in compression, pressure. That's okay. You just need to know the stage you're in, and you can prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, physically. Prepare for it, and you move faster and easier. Chanel, it says you watched my life for 500 minutes. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your support. I love talking to all of you. Holding out the past, Eric. Support others. Yes, support others. I love seeing, for those of you, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the joining my fan club. For those of you who've been through this cycles many times and you're in my live stream, okay, if you're helping yourself, are you helping others, mapping others, support others in the chat. This is not easy. This cycle is not easy. We need all the support we can get from each other. For those of you who join, make sure you follow me so we can start this cycle together. Okay, this cycle is how we grow from one version of ourselves, move all the stages to the next version of us. Okay, we don't need to know who we are or what that version is, but we need to keep moving. Okay, when we move into expansion, that's when we learn all about our next version. But before that, we have to go through the door. The door is where we make a decision. Which version of us do we commit to? Compression, pressure, tension, torn between the two versions of ourselves. Yeah, this is the growth cycle. You can do the walkthrough by following my map. Check my bio link to get my map. Use it to map yourself, number one. Number two, use it to help others in your life. Help map them, see their pattern, help them see where they are. Follow along. Use that map. It's mobile optimized. My map is optimized for mobile. So what you can do is that you can have it open and watch my stream at the same time. Ask me questions. If you have my map, let me know. I prioritize you in so I can see your messages, respond to them faster. Eric, yes, you will rebuild your life. You will rebuild your life. We have to be the change, Phoenix, yes. You've been solitude for a while, just been wanting to be alone, but knowing you have to have work to do. Yes, that's the tough part. Latras, if you need to be by yourself, if you want to go into a cave, but you have a job that you have to go to, responsibilities that you have to go take care of, it's very hard. Yeah, that's the modern life we have. You are constantly, some of us have multiple jobs. Yeah, it's very rough. That's why this is not easy. This cycle is not easy. Moving, changing, evolving from one version of ourselves to the next is not easy. It's very lonely because you know why? Not only do we lose our identity at the trigger right here, okay, that shock us out of our regular loop, stability, certainty, okay, into compression, into a storm, lightning, thunders, rain, okay? We're torn between two versions of ourselves. Which version do I make decisions from now? Pressure, you're moving fast, you're walking fast, talking fast, eating fast, you go, go, go. You're in compression, the pressure, the tension, and you have to make a decision. Making decision is hard. I already talked about it earlier. Okay, the 5 things: sacrifice, surrender, regret, self-doubt, fear, all those voices at the door that stops you from moving toward your next version. So if you feel like you're stuck making a decision, choices, you want to have choices. See your choices first. Know your choices. Okay? You can move back. Loop back, that is okay. You can loop back, but you can move forward. Here's the thing. If you don't move forward, if you don't walk through the door, you're not going to reach your next version. Yeah. So you have to walk through the door. You have to cross that threshold. And you will lose some people. Some people will disappear from your life, but you will meet new people and you will reconnect with some of them in expansion. But this door is where most of us linger. It's very hard. And then, okay, you make commitment toward your next version, you hit silence. Number one, solitude, silence. And if you're in silence, that's the toughest part because you're disconnected from everyone, no support, just you. But then you expand. Okay, when you're ready, when your system's ready, you have energy, you reclaim your energy and time from disconnecting, drama, noise, you take off. You start learning about your next version. Yeah. Start seeing patterns, your system starts recompute paths toward your next version. Yeah. So for those of you who join, and if you want me to map you in the cycle, interpret your patterns, any of these experiences appear. They are not illnesses, okay? You're not broken. You're not malfunctioning. These are normal experiences that you encounter as you move through change in the cycle. Type your number into the chat. I will be here for another couple more minutes. Then I'll have to disconnect and prepare myself. I have to rest, just like at the bell. It is now 12:13 a.m. Pacific time, California here. Then Diana, in this stage, old patterns of abandonment came back to make me realize of that patterns. Yeah, you start seeing your own patterns. If you watch my stream multiple times, something start clicking because this is self is a pattern. Yeah, this is self is a pattern. So when you're exposed to this pattern enough, it starts to click. Yeah, Chanel, I'm so happy and proud of you. Thank you for being here, all of you. Latras, Virginia, almost 3 a.m. for you. Diana, Italy, 9 a.m. Good morning, Europe. 8 a.m. Nigeria, Dreams, welcome. McQueen, you're resting for a while. Did you fall asleep listening to me? Eric, thank you for being here. Latris, you crave that solitude and you have lack of energy, but it gets better. It's true, you're at the bell right here. That's right, solitude. Self-initiated. You want to be alone and it's perfectly normal. This is the reset, the 0 point between compression and expansion. Shrink before you can grow. Just like you're breathing. Every time you breathe in, your lungs expand. And when you breathe out, it compresses. Your body is already going through this cycle. Compression, expansion. Breathe in and breathe out already. Yeah, the pattern. That's the pattern of growth. Adaptation. Sharon, good morning. Sharon, follow me and come back. Okay, I'm about to hop off, but I want to map you in the cycle. Make sure you follow me, Sharon. Lemonade, lemon airplane. Thank you. Jali, good morning, Europe. Yes. Thanks for joining my fan club, Avatar. Miss Crypto, you see something in the number 3 in trading. Well, 3, you know the significance of the 3 already, right? 3 points, triangle. 3 points in space, it's a triangle. It's the most fundamental pattern. JC Moreno, make sure you follow me. Follow me. So you can start from the beginning. I go live every day. I want to map your pattern. Yes, patterns of 3s, Miss Crypto. Thank you so much for all of you. It's 12:17 a.m. Pacific time here in California. I'm Wave, and thank you so much for chatting with me tonight. I hope all of you who've purchased my map tonight, thank you so much for your support. When I go live next time, use that map. Okay, it's optimized for viewing on your phone. Yeah, it's optimized for viewing on your phone. So you can follow through as I watch me. Okay, map others, map you. You can use it to follow as well. And I will see all of you again next time. Catch me. Okay? Good morning and good evening to USA. Good day to everyone in the world. Good night, Eric, Chanel, Avatar, Maribeth, Catherine, Diana. Yeah, Miss Crypto. Thanks so much for all of your gifts and support. Latrice, Barbie Tina, Barbie. Thank you so much. See you all next time. Nothing to fix, okay? Remember, nothing to fix. Just need to start noticing patterns.